Whether you like it or not, AI is here and it's not going away. I know that can be overwhelming, but let's embrace it and focus on just 2 ways that generative AI can help you become more productive. I know that doesn't seem like a lot of ways, but I find it frustrating when people just list off like, oh, these are all the really cool tools and there's no practical use case. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at a couple different tools and we're gonna focus on 2 ways that we can become productive after this video. I wanna also bring up that the growth of AI has been remarkable. Just so you understand how remarkable it's been, let's look at what it takes to get to 100 million active users. So it took Instagram 2.5 years to get there. TikTok, it took 9 months. And MySpace, well, I don't think they ever got there. They're still waiting for those 100 million users. I made that up. I'm not really sure if that part's true. But ChatGPT got there in just 3 months. And it only took them 5 days to get to 1 million active users. I know with technology getting out there, it's getting a little bit easier to get there, but just imagine that for your business. What would it look like if you suddenly jumped to 1 million users in 5 days? It's mind-blowing, and most of us couldn't even handle that growth. So the growth of AI has been tremendous. And like I said, it's not going anywhere. But with that, I have to tell you, I have a confession to make. Just so you know, I was a naysayer of AI when I first started hearing about it. I was like, that's ridiculous. It's just a well-crafted script. And I might have been somewhat right 6 years ago when I made that comment. And then I just kind of didn't look at it for a long time. Now, AI is starting to pop up everywhere, and we need to make sure that we start to embrace it or we're going to get left behind. So first off, what we are talking about today is just generative AI. So it's a piece of AI, and that is the technology that can create new content, whether it's text, music, or even code without explicit human input. That sounds pretty exciting, and I like when things are created and I don't have to touch it a lot. So let's dive in and get going. Well, guys, my name is Josiah, and I'm a consultant at Next Tech Consultants. This video is a kickoff to our AI-based videos. We plan to dive into generative AI, which is this video, how we can use it for work, what is Copilot, and the big question around security. How do we make sure that our employees, when using it at work, don't get access to data they shouldn't? We are going to be adding those videos to a playlist called Next Tech's Take on AI. I might change that title, but I also wanted to say it that way. But you can see the playlist in the description below. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see the videos when they come out. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at NextTechNT. As we dive in, I do want to mention, by the way, currently I'm using Copilot for most of my AI use cases, but you can find many other tools like the most popular ChatGPT or DALL-E 3, which is now integrated into ChatGPT for text to images. Lumen 5, which is a video creation tool you should check out. Podcastle helps create professional podcasts. And finally, a pretty cool one that helps you remove unwanted items in your pictures is called Clean Up Pictures. I do also want you to know that Copilot does integrate with ChatGPT and DALL-E 3. So when you're using Copilot, it uses those functions as well as it builds its AI models and responses for you. Now, it's always fun to list what platforms can do, but how do you use it in your daily life? So this is where we're going to get into the 2 use cases that I have for you to help make you more productive as we start to jump into our AI journey. So the first idea is really generating content. That means like policies, procedures, stuff like that, where you can give Copilot and ChatGPT prompts to help you move forward with getting a start to your ideas. Now, I'm going to give you an example, but the best way to start using this is to use Copilot for search instead of Google or Bing. To get there, all you got to do on your computer is go to bing.com, and there's this little Copilot logo right here. You click on that, and it's going to take you into Copilot where you can start to ask questions. So what you need to do is just start using this instead of using the Google search bar or the Bing search bar. It gives great responses. It also references its responses with the links that it uses to do it. So if we do this search right here, tell me a good use case for Copilot, it's going to start responding and share here, and it's going to print this out. All right, so as you see here, like I said, when you ask a question, we also asked it, tell me the top trending tech. So it went through, gave us some examples, and then you go down further and you see the next examples of the top trending tech, and you see that it referenced all of its where it's got its resources. So it even references it and puts it out into nice readable content and shows you the top 10. So instead of doing a Google search or Bing search, just start searching within Copilot or another chat GPT type of thing where it's texting back and forth. I used it this week to create a new policy. One of my vendors, due to regulations, had to change the ability to send SMS messages and required everyone to go through what's called TCR registration. Part of the registration is that you have to have a privacy policy on your website. So I called the company and I said, listen, this is not realistic. Like, I need an example. What are your requirements? Because though you require a privacy policy, you're not telling us what to put in it or how. So they sent me a list of recommendations of what needs to be in the privacy policy. So I literally copied that email, pasted it into Copilot, and it spit out the exact policy that I needed. Let me show you how that worked. So all I did was I got the email from them that said, hey, dear valued customer. I got the email from them and it says, hey, I hope this email finds you well. Here's the requirements. It needs to have your privacy policy. It does need to talk about SMS and how you're going to use those and that you're not going to sell them to third party. Those were the requirements in a nutshell. So all I did was I took that email, create a privacy policy based on this email, pasted it in, pressed enter, and waited. So as you can see here, it took my privacy policy. It said, hey, here's data collection. Here's how we collect it. Here's the purpose of data collection and what we're going to do with it. Data sharing and disclosures, data usage, access to privacy policy, compliance with regulatory standards. Do we comply with it? And then it even says, hey, just know this is a basic privacy policy. You should probably have legal counsel to help you to do a full one. So like ChatGPT or Copilot, they're not liable for anything they give you. It's your choice to use it or not. So remember that they're not saying this is exactly what you need, but they're giving you a template. And this would have taken me a long time. I would have taken a long time researching and finding different privacy policies to put this in place. So now all I need to do is go through, read this, modify it a little bit, and add it to my website. And maybe check with my legal aid first. Like I said, this is a great tool for getting templates and draft ideas. Just remember, like if you ask someone to write a post for you and make suggestions, it is up to you to take that idea and make it unique to your business. I don't recommend taking something from ChatGPT or Copilot, how it spits it out, and just pasting it into Word or on your website the way it is. Make it unique and have fun with it. The second area that I want us to work on, outside of just using ChatGPT or Copilot as your search engine, is I want you to think about it for either website updates or even social media posts. So everyone is trying to keep up with social media posts and how to make changes on your website to make it even better. While AI isn't at the point it can create everything for you and you don't have to check it, sort of like these, which are semi-unreadable. Check these posts out. I mean, with this image, you can see like, there is still for more, and it doesn't really make sense. So like, fix that. And then it gets even worse. I'm bad with apostrophes, but at least I can have the right your or spell it right. So this one's on a new level with apostrophes, like putting in the wrong spot. It doesn't even have the right your in there, like you apostrophe re. Like, at least maybe I just missed the apostrophe or I used the wrong your, but spelling's a big part. And then the next image, like, double it. And here's stool as one word. Like, here's stool. Like, that doesn't really make sense. It's kind of confusing. So it's not something you can just put up and be like, hey, this is great, and not read it. You need to make sure you're checking the work and then making it unique for your business. So like I said, I asked for social media posts and got this with images to use. So it came up with post one. It was exploring the future, how generative AI is transforming tech, hashtag AI revolution, hashtag tech trends. And then it went down and it actually showed me 4 pictures I could use. I thought some of them were really cool. They're unique pictures that I'm allowed to post onto social media, because if you look at the privacy policy with Copilot, it says you are allowed to do that. Just make sure you're not obviously pasting in someone else's picture, trying to replicate someone else's picture. So I just said, give me a tech picture. And I really like the third one that they gave us, where it was like the iPad down there with the phone. It kind of goes out into like almost virtual reality also. I thought that was really cool. So I'd probably use that one with that post. I might add a little bit more to the post because it make it more unique and engaging based on how I would speak. But it was a good picture with a post. Then I was brave and I said, hey, using my website, I typed in nexttechconsultants.com. Give me several areas I can improve. They showed, well, a few. They said you can do content enhancement. So make sure it's up to date. Guys, I haven't updated my website in like 3 years. So most of it's out of date, but it works. And it gets people to do scheduled consultations with me because that's really what I want. And that's front and center. The other thing is like SEO optimization. That's very true. Listen, I'm an IT professional. I am not a marketer. I don't spend time on SEO optimization. That's not my cup of tea. The next one, this was interesting because they said mobile responsiveness. I was like, hey, I feel like my website's pretty decent. Like it has mobile responsiveness. You shrink it down and it's responsive. It looks right on the site. It's so long, so you have to scroll a while. So I responded and I said, listen, I'm offended by this one. I told it that. I don't think they really cared. Here's what's its response. They said, I apologize if my previous message came across as critical of your website's mobile responsiveness. It was not my intention to offend you. I'm glad to hear that you are confident in the mobile design of your site. A well-designed mobile interface is crucial for a good user experience, and it's great that you focused on this aspect. If there are any other areas you'd like feedback on, or if you have specific questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help you. It was like a double slap to the face. I was like, shoot. And they're so polite. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like, I'm glad you're like, come on, be rude back. No, they did a really good job. It's actually true. Like, it was a good response. But anyways, the next one that I thought was interesting that they said was like, hey, you could do some blog posts. So I do have some on there, but I haven't done much of it. And I asked it, I said, hey, create me a blog post because that's what I want you to do. So check out this blog post they created us. We'll have it scroll through the screen. Now, I thought those blog posts were pretty good. It talked about securing the future of AI and database, gave some good topics, some links with it. It talked about embracing the future, the current technology trends to watch, gave me a bunch of different technology trends, and said, hey, these are just some of them. Some possibilities are limitless. I thought that was a really good little ending to it too. Possibilities are limitless. And then it went into generative AI, the art of algorithmic creativity. I thought that was pretty cool. So I might or might not use these. If you look at my blog on my website and you see those, you'll know they were generated by AI. Now, they suggested a few more areas that I can improve on my website, but we don't need to go through all of them. I think you get the idea. My main goal of this video is to get you to start thinking about things you can ask AI for, to use Copilot that is attached to Bing. It's easy to do. Go over to Bing, click the Copilot logo, and start asking questions. It's a great way to get started, and it'll help you become more productive. There is so much more AI can do, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can see our future AI series as we dive into ways to be productive, secure your business, and integrate it into your office suite using Copilot. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, as it really does help us create more content like this to support you and your business. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.